Coppin State, Coppin. Coppin State University is an HBCU.
Okay.
They have a basketball player who can remain nameless for now. Basketball player who, he's on scholarship, trying to do right. Assistant coach catfishes him, creates a woman's profile. That woman tells this basketball player, send me nude photos. He says, sure. Eventually he wants to stop. She says, if you don't, I'm going to leak your nudes and you're going to be exposed, and you'll lose your scholarship, or you'll be embarrassed, whatever.
Wait, but why was this person being blackmailed? What was the purpose of doing this in the first place?
Because the basketball coach is a sick fuck. It gets worse. So the basketball coach goes to the player and tells him, hey, I'm being blackmailed by this same mysterious woman too. And she says, you and I have to have sex, or else she's going to leak photos of both of us. And so he gets this basketball player who's a freshman, sophomore, couldn't be a day over 21, to have sex with him, his coach, because he believes he has to, because this woman's making them. Okay. It doesn't stop there. More photos or whatever. Eventually, the basketball player talks to the coach, the head coach, about this stuff happening. Who's this head coach? It's Juan Dixon, whose wife is on Real Housewives of the Potomac. Juan Dixon, who was captain of the team at Maryland, who was a giant basketball star. I grew up watching him in his epic battles against Duke. And he also went to the NBA, and he had a very interesting life. And I believe both his parents died of AIDS and stuff back in the day. I've been rooting for Juan Dixon. I can't believe this guy basically, not even basically, he didn't do anything. Took no action.
The teacher that posed as a woman was a man?
Yes. It was an assistant basketball player.
Blackmailed him into sex with him and filmed it?
Mm-hmm.
But why would the student agree to have sex with the male teacher just because he sent some naked pictures to somebody? Like, so what?
He believed he was going to lose his scholarship.
Oh. And then the guy filmed them having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And then he released it.
No, I don't know if the videos actually got out.
Well, okay, so according to the Atlanta Daily World, Brownlee approached the student and claimed that he was being blackmailed by the woman, and that she demanded the two have sex and film the encounter. The student agreed to the sexual encounter with Brownlee.
Yeah, Brownlee is the assistant coach.
The man,
mm-hmm.
which was filmed. The former student eventually decided to ignore the blackmailer in 2020, and his nude photos and the videos were released to the basketball team and on social media. In the lawsuit, the former student says that Coppin State coach Juan Dixon told him to come to practice the next day and urged him to remain on the teams. Dixon also told the former student that Brownlee, the former assistant basketball coach, had past mental issues. The lawsuit claims Coppin State took no action to help the situation, and the school's lawyer asked the student traumatizing questions about his sexual orientation. The student has transferred to another school. Coppin State has yet to respond to the allegations of the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, this is sick.
He eventually lost his scholarship from Coppin State as well. That's why he had to transfer.
Wow.
This is an HBCU. This is supposed to be a place where Black parents can at least pretend their children are going to be safe.
Right. So it's a couple? Are they a couple? Juan Dixon and partner of Real Housewives of Potomac, Robin Dixon, was named as the defendant in the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
What? So is the husband secretly gay?
See, I don't think the husband, I don't know if Juan Dixon was involved in it directly, but he didn't, once it came to his attention, he didn't do enough about it.
Okay.
But the guy that he hired orchestrated this entire thing.
Oh, I see. That he failed to report the misconduct between the basketball player and the assistant coach.
Exactly. And let's be honest, Joe Paterno, Jerry Sandusky, all that shit, the same investigative probe that they did with that. I'm sorry, but you got to sick the investigative dogs on this. Something is rotten down at Coppin State.
Wow. According to the lawsuit filed in the Baltimore City Circuit Court, Brownlee allegedly forced the student to provide him intimate photos, texts, and blackmailed him into filming a sexual encounter and then released the footage, which was made available to the team, staff, and the public after the player refused to comply with more requests for sex. That sounds like a guy who is gay on the DL. Lawsuit states Brownlee harassed, tormented, and sexually assaulted Williams before publishing the private information he had obtained. Wow. Do we know what Lucian Brownlee looks like?
Oh yeah, his photo's out there.
Lucian Brownlee. Let's see images. Shameful. Okay. So is this gentleman a closet homosexual?
Or a closet bisexual.
Or
But
a
he's a
closet
sick fuck is
bisexual?
what he is. He's trying to take advantage of what
Either way, he's a
freshman or
predator.
sophomore.
Yeah, either way, he's a
Scared.
straight up predator. So it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And obviously a trash. So this poor kid, I feel horrible for him. And we'll have to keep following the details of this to see how this unfolds.
On this episode of Raw Food.